Hello everybody! Today we are playing 5, but we're dealing with the repercussions of unchecked federal spending. What does that mean? Well, a lot, but we won't get into all that. We'll talk about how it particularly affects us as the average American does when it's voting time. I'm sorry, I know. I'm not actually getting political in this video, nothing like that. This is just some fun little jokes. The challenge is that we're not allowed to buy anything that costs over 1,000 points. There is one, exception to this rule, which will be doors, and my argument for it is the US has an amazing highway system that is subsidized by the government, and is our taxes are, as in surely all of you all are American and tax-paying citizens, as I'm sure all content creators pay their taxes, especially me. Anyways. It's subsidized. Okay, that's the argument. But no, we are allowed to buy doors just to be able to get through the map, but otherwise no single purchase can cost more than 1,000 points. Just like we can, argue that we're allowed to drink as much Starbucks as we want because each purchase is only $5, but then if you look at the total over the month, you've spent what? That is an absurd amount of money on coffee. Come on now. You actually have to think and add things up. I'm sorry, I'm messing around. It is funny though, that actually does make me start thinking. Okay. Pause. We're going to get back to that. Guys, if you're excited for this video, if you think this is going to be a pretty interesting or difficult challenge, please let me know by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Something along those lines. I'm sure that's the average YouTube call to action. I do read each and every single comment, though, so if you want to comment, I would love that just because I mean, you guys are the reason I do this. I genuinely, the entire time I was away, I was thinking about you guys, the audience. So, if you could leave a comment, that would be great. But it is funny how people will refuse to invest a little bit of money to save a lot of money, and it's something I myself have realized because I'm currently looking for a financial tracking app, just not because of financial worries or anything, but more so just to I'm a youngish. I'm a 20-year-old, in the age between, I'm 23 right now, so I am a younger 20-year-old, but I want to just make sure I have the aspect of my life in a way where I have the levers I need, where I can see what money is going in and out. I mean, just general financial security stuff, so I would rather spend, $15 a month and maybe be able to save $100 in unnecessary expenses, or at least have the potential to, because I can see how much I'm saving on, I don't know, groceries, it's more so me and my wife will be out and be like, well, we got McDonald's. Well, we grab some Chick-fil-A, a little bit of Taco Bell, and I feel like that would add up over the month. I am just kind of curious about those kind of things, or whenever I'm like, I could get a little microtransaction in my game. Let me unlock that skin or something, you know what I mean? Something along those lines. We're going to go ahead and buy the MP5. 1,000, yeah, okay, we're good. So we are allowed to spend up to 1,000, but no more. I also was going to coin this the Cheapskate Challenge. So if the video title performs exceptionally bad, we will probably just change it to that. Again, this is not the place for political discussion, nor will I be allowing much political discussion in the comments. So just be warned, if you try talking about politics, properly beyond just making a joke in the comment section, your comment's just going to get removed because hey, look, this is not a democracy, brothers. I'll tell you, if you say something in that comment section, it is out of there if you guys try starting some nonsense, because this is not the place, man. This is not the place. I am a dictator with an iron fist. But people I was talking about just don't like investing money to save money. One of the best purchases my wife and I ever make, we drink a good bit of water, and we bought a Primo machine. I think it was something either it was 100 or 200, so it was a rather it was a pretty big purchase. But the amount of money we've saved with buying, and Primo, by the way, is a water dispenser, so rather than buying water bottles, and we don't like tap water, the tap water here just doesn't taste very good. I'm sure it's perfectly healthy, but to us there's a very distinct taste that we are not fans of. We just don't like it very much, so we buy 5-gallon water jugs, and we just fill those up, put them in the Primo, and then you always have hot water for green tea if your tea is not if you use tea balls, if you're drinking, look, I'm big into tea. Tea's cheap, okay? So this is gonna sound fancy, but understand I can get 3 months worth of like the tea I like for like $15. Okay, so it's gonna sound fancy, but I like Dragon Ball or Dragon Pearl Jasmine green tea. So it's balled up, so I actually have to boil it at a little bit higher temperature than if I was like just drinking Lipton tea bags or Bigelow or any of those brands. So if you use like a tea or like an herbal tea that uses a lower water temperature, the hot water dispensing on the Primo is really good. Or if you want like, if you use water for your hot cocoa, because nowadays they sell like, so growing up, we always had the Swiss one, whatever, like Swiss Valley, and it tasted horrible with water. I didn't like it with water. I only liked it with milk. But now they have, what's the brand? I think it's Land of Lakes has a hot cocoa that has like already dehydrated milk in it, so you just have to add water. Like if you make it with milk, it is not as good. You should make it with water. We're gonna go ahead and buy this, and we'll go down and buy like the P90 or not P90, the P63. I don't know. What is it? What is the name of the gun? So there's the MP5K, which I'm going to buy, replace the M1911 with. We're not allowed to buy Pack-a-Punch or anything. So like these guns are kind of the best we're going to get. PM63. That's got to be what this is, right? 100%. Yeah. 1,000. Wait, how much was the MP5? Am I allowed to use the MP5? I have to start paying attention. I have to. I can't just keep going. Okay, yeah, good. Both of these are allowed. We are also allowed to hit the box. I think there's a few guns we might not be allowed. Ooh, my microphone is blocking my ammo count, so I'm going to have to be a little bit careful and make sure I'm actually watching. But regardless, we have saved so much money with the purchase of the Primo, because if you think about it, like, we go through a lot of water. So let's say we're buying let's just even be, I'd say we go through like the big pack of water bottles if we got one in 1 week. We drink a ton of water. But let's say 2 weeks, even then each one's like, I don't know, $4. So if you buy it, let's say 30 weeks out of the year, which I guess is, I think it's like 1.5 if you drink instead of 1 or 2. If you drink like, if you replaced it every 1.5 weeks, so you spent $4 twice every, or $8. Pause. Hold. Okay, it's also environmentally friendly, but math might not be my strong suit. You know, the funny thing, it actually used to be. If I remember to tell that story, I will here in a moment. But okay, so we say that we're spending $8 every 3 weeks, something along those lines. Okay, so we just say, oh, dude, now I've confused myself the way I'm describing this. Let's just say it's $4 a week, man. If you spend $4 a week, and there's like, how many? There's 52 weeks in the year. Is it 42? I never can remember. Look, you're probably spending something like the amount of money you'd spend on a Primo in a year if you're buying water bottles. Obviously, a refillable water bottle is amazing. That's what we have, and we use the Primo to fill it. Simple as that. Like the Walmarts and gas stations and stuff near us, oh well, 07 double points. They have like the water filling stations, so it works out well. We save money on it in the long run. We've had it for 2 or 3 years now, since 2021, I think. So about coming up on 3 years. We've had it for a while. It was a great purchase. People just aren't big fans of investing money. And here's the thing. Here's all I'm saying. I'm not saying if you have I'm not talking about people who don't have the money to invest, right? Like, obviously, spending $150 on a water machine is like, you know, it saves you money in the long term, but it's a big upfront purchase in a time where a lot of people might not have that money. So let's make it clear. I'm not saying that like people who can't afford something are at fault. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying if you have the means to invest to save money, it is typically the correct choice to do so. That's all I am saying. I'm not saying that you should feel bad or anything if you can't invest into a Primo machine. If you're a broke boy, just say so. Not what I'm saying. Because I have definitely struggled with finances during my life. I grew up very poor. So this is not a great situation to be in. I was trying to avoid it, but I couldn't find my way out. Yeah, I don't even remember. Honestly, you know the reason I started talking about that? Because I was thinking about in PoE farming strategies. Hands up, caught. I was thinking about PoE farming strategies and how the best strategies are the ones with high investment, but they don't work good because they're not guaranteed return on every run, but over the long term they are. Can't buy the AK-74U because of the cost. I'm basically just going to be running around down here hoping I can find the room with the box and see if we'll be able to afford that. I'm also looking for a wall weapon I might be able to afford. Actually, you know what? We can just go back up, I think, and buy, like, the MP5 or something. Please don't be able to get in here. Okay, we only have a single one. I can probably stay alive with just a single one. Hopefully we can just, like, kind of mess with the zombie AI a little bit. Alright, they're all going to be coming out of that teleporter, so if I run up here, grab the PM63, surely none of them would, like, flip around and go the opposite way, right? Like, oh, they're going to start, though. They will start if I'm not careful. Luckily, the Pentagon Thief round is not going to be a particularly big deal, simply because we have the amount of points and everything that we can just rebuy our guns, basically is what I'm saying. Dude, we are going to take it down here, by the way. If we take it down, we are allowed to, like, use the Mustang and Sally, because, I mean, that's what Quick Revive gives us. We are allowed to, like, freely utilize Quick Revive however we need. Sometimes it is a great boon, you know? Let's say on Origins, you're fighting the Panzer or whatever, right? Solo. And it's like, rather than, maybe... I mean, look, I think there's an argument to be made of don't buy Jug or anything before the Panzer. Just, if you're able to go down once to the Panzer and then kill it, you're going to have a much easier time, because the next Panzer is not going to be for so long that, you know, you can easily make it up. So yeah, you trade off one down, but you all of a sudden the Panzer's not a worry. You have more money to open the map with and get everything set up. And then once the Panzer's down, you know, hopefully you have enough to be able to then rebuy Quick Revive and Jug. Playing around something like that, I think, isn't the worst idea. It's basically just saying, let's say that you don't lose the game to going down, okay? Let's say you're good enough to where it's like, you're able to get to round 30, complete your challenge, call it a day, right? You're not needing every single Quick Revive, because then you're just using resources. I talked about this a bit on Apothos Unbound whenever I was playing Hearthstone. You know, health is a resource until you lose the game from the lack of it, right? And you should always expend your resources as efficiently as possible. So if we say you're not going to go through all of your Quick Revives in your given game of Origins, then you should utilize it in whatever way best serves you, right? And sometimes that'll be just taking the down to the Panzer, making sure you're not wasting points. Don't buy Jug or something beforehand and then purposely go down. But take down the Panzer, kill the Panzer, do it in a situation where you're going to be able to get yourself out of, right? You know, don't just, like, go down in the middle of 20 zombies, kill the Panzer, come back up and instantly die. That would be stupid and not make sense. That's on you, not on me. That makes me, all the time, my wife, she listens to musicals all the while. My wife listens to musicals all the time. And one of them is the Percy Jackson musical. And there's a line, and it's like a Dionysus, right? And how does it go? They're asking, like, are things better or whatever? And Dionysus is like, for you, not for me, you'd be dead. Like, if things were good for Dionysus, you wouldn't have to deal with Percy. I love it. I love everything Percy Jackson so much. I grew up with that series so hard as a kid. It was like one of the series I absolutely loved reading. I mean, honestly, out of all the series I read as a child, I feel like Percy Jackson's the main one that really stuck with me. I genuinely, I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I mean, obviously there's like the Magical Treehouse, right? But I'm talking about, like, not just like first grade level reading. I'm talking about, like, actual proper reading you did as a, you know, as a, like, very early I would say between the ages of, like, 10 to 12, right? That range. Before you start reading, like, teenager / you know, young adult books, but you're not just reading the Magical Treehouse. In that range, I'd say it's like kind of the Harry Potter range, which I didn't read Harry Potter whenever I was even Harry Potter is like Harry Potter is a bit more difficult. I'd say a lot more difficult to read than just like Percy Jackson. I think Percy Jackson's an amazing, like, book series. I mean, I think it's amazing for anyone. I reread it semi recently being around 2000. Oh, you know what I just realized, boys? And I am sorry for this. Lately, now this is the way all my videos have been up until semi-recently, so if you haven't noticed it before, you probably won't notice it now, but I am running the game at 144 FPS. I record at 60 FPS, and if you try to divide those numbers, it doesn't work, causing a very slight occasional stutter, the recording to not be as smooth. I genuinely do try to remember to fix that. What I can do is I can limit my FPS in-game, but that won't help a ton. Is it even going to let me? I don't even think it's going to let me. Dies of cringe. So the video will be a little bit less smooth than I would have preferred, and I am deeply sorry. I tried to stay on top of it. It shouldn't. Like, I've literally never had a single person ever comment on it, because I think whenever you are the creator, you notice all of the things that other people might not, you know, especially because I would argue if you are just sitting and staring at this video, you are consuming this content wrong by my standards. Maybe not by yours. Maybe this is like your dream, being able to just sit and like watch the actual Call of Duty Zombies gameplay. But for me, I much prefer to just like listen to this style of video and like look over whenever I think something's interesting is happening, yada yada. Or just like, maybe it's up on the TV or whatever, right? Because I put Northernlion up on the TV, but I'll be like looking at my phone and just glancing up every now and then. So most of the time, I don't even think I don't think people are going to notice. No one's ever mentioned it, but I just want to make it clear that it's something I am aware of, and I do apologize for goofing a little bit there. We'll grab the death machine just because we can, and no one's going to stop us. This is I just got a stimulus package. I'll give the zombie my stimulus package.
Finally full.
Ah, man, I was talking about... This is such a yap video, by the way, which I love. I love this style whenever I'm able to just, like, kind of rant and ramble. Also, this is the challenge, by the way. Unfortunately, there's nothing very exciting about having, your purchases limited. I'm just going to let this guy take my gun. I'm not going to fight over it. There is an argument to be made of I need to hit the box, which I agree with. We'll probably save a zombie at the end of this round to hit the box. I do believe. Hey, just take it, dog. I'm not dealing with it. Just take it. It's all yours. In fact, while you run around, I'm going to take this time to actually go hit the box. So, if I can find it. Also, let's just open up all the doors. Doors are allowed. Okay. I saw it was 12.50, and I was like, oh, man. But no. Doors are allowed. We're good. Government subsidizes the highway system. We are A-okay. I was genuinely about to be like, so do you guys see that China did a stimulus package that now is causing like some pretty interesting stuff in the like geoeconomic hemisphere? I was like, that is not my normal content I talk about. I gotta say, I cannot shout out H-Rock enough. H-Rock is such an amazing content creator, and the way he like does his nope, crashes my game. It is such amazing like videos, the way he does the Marketing Mondays and everything. What an absolutely like outstanding. Whenever he does Marketing Monday, he has like 157 like page spreadsheets. Also, this reminds me, I gotta tell you guys this. So a while back I saw him doing like a Jeopardy. I don't even know if I told you guys it was Jeopardy, but I was gonna do a Jeopardy called Zombies with my friends. You know the crappy thing? Literally, like I had everything ready. Like the Jeopardy board is ready. I still have access to it. It is done. Like, it is done. It is funny. It is good. And I have not got to that. I have not got to that. Also, I need to shout this out real quick. If you guys are interested in daily uploads, right now this will be day number 4 of a 5-day upload streak that we were doing, kind of to make up for being gone for a while. And then videos will be every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the main channel. However, if you're itching for a little bit more Apothos content, ooh, that was very quick. This might be a GG here, by the way. If you're itching for any more Apothos content, I do urge you to go check out Apothos Unbound, which is my variety channel, a very chill channel where I just hang out and play video games, which is what I do here, but more of a variety of video games. Honestly, ones that I enjoy a bit more than COD Zombies nowadays. But it's just because COD Zombies is kind of lacking in the content department. And I don't mean in terms of community content. There's a ton of amazing community content. There is. I'm just not a huge custom map guy. I'm not, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I love the custom map. Look. I don't personally like love playing them as my preferred way of playing COD Zombies. However, at different points in my life, I have much preferred custom maps. Nor do I think custom maps are bad. Custom maps are the life and blood of Call of Duty Zombies. Let's make this clear. I am not against custom. I love custom maps. I just haven't wanted to play them recently. Maybe that's the way I need to word it. I just haven't been in the mood to play custom maps recently because I love custom maps. Custom maps are what keep this game alive. This game would be, this game, Call of Zombies might not even exist if custom maps were not a thing, right? Like, let's make this clear how important custom maps are. Custom mappers are the most amazing people in the community. I cannot sing their praises enough. I personally am just not enjoying playing it. I'm not trying to cover my butt here. I'm just trying to make it clear, like, we owe a lot to custom mappers. Like, and I don't mean, like, content creators. Content creators do, don't get me wrong. Like, more, dude, if you think about it, imagine, imagine you spend, like, and every content creator does this, by the way. Imagine you spend like 40 hours, more than 40 hours, making a dope custom map, and all you get is your name in the corner of a YouTuber's video, and they make all the money. It's like, that's crazy. That's crazy how selfless you have to be to accept that as kind of the reality, right? Custom mappers are absolutely amazing, and I wish I wish I knew how to sing their praises more. But anyways, not just content creators, the community owes so much to them, because COD Zombies would not, I genuinely think that without the success of like World at War custom maps, zombies would look so much different nowadays. Because think about it. Seriously, if you're Treyarch, are you actually just going to ignore all of the like potential information from seeing what custom maps do good versus which ones don't? Do you know how much information that is of seeing how many things custom mappers have tried and tested and seeing how the audience like reacts to them? That is such, I mean, it is impossible. It is impossible to place a price on that information. Okay, it's like, it's not even in terms of keeping the community alive. They are straight up like giving Treyarch information of how to make their game better and what we like. I simply cannot express enough. I know I'm just yapping about it, but how insanely important community, I'm not saying content creators. Content creators are not, I mean, content creators are important in their own way because content creation is like a major part of game like popularity, because if your streamer plays the game, you might want to play the game, which is true. I think we all have had that, surely. I mean, I genuinely, like, I there's been games I think are cool, but I don't play because I don't see them like doing very well on Twitch. I'm like, oh, the community is gonna die, the player base is gonna die, yada yada yada, right? Is this my last zombie? He seems like my last zombie. I really do want to hit the box. I've kind of been drawing out this one round for a long time, but it's okay. I don't remember exactly where the box is. Okay, it's not this room. It is this room. Here we go. I still, to this day, like, get so insanely lost in this area. By the way, the reason I'm not going here is just because I'm waiting for him to get by. That way I can get through safely. I forgot what I was talking about earlier. Oh, yeah, mappers. Yeah, dude, look, mappers are just insanely important. And they have my infinite respect. And they always will. I mean, unless they're just, like, a really bad human, right? Like, that's different. You don't get a free pass for, like, well, let's just say murder. You don't get a free pass for murder because you've helped keep a game alive and stuff like that. I think that this would be, I'm trying to think if I want to, because here's the thing, right? You could say, oh, well, now you need to replace the MP5K, but I think that the ability to have a gun I can actually refill ammo on is going to be very important, and I think the AUG is rather good for just what we need. I think it is. I don't think we're coming up on the time to use the MP, or the... What am I trying to say? Because I'm also thinking about how the scientist, it's good to have a gun that he can take freely. That's what else I'm trying to say, but I don't think we're going to be able to... I think that won't be until around 14 or 15. I think we're going to be a good bit away from that. I'm going to go right back Quick Revive. Might try to train up top a little bit just to see if I can improve at it. I'm rather bad at training up here. Again, the video could end at any moment here. I'm just being entirely honest. Like, we are not in a good situation. We have a 2-hit down. We have very limited ways of getting stronger. And of course, we're able to hit the box because it's 950 points. We are allowed to buy, you know, the doors again, just making it clear. I'm pretty sure we haven't inadvertently broken the rules of the challenge. Also, I'm not training up here. I lied. Hands up, caught. That is way too dangerous. I was up there for a moment and the vibes were down bad. That is not what's going to be happening. But it is rather difficult. You know, we don't have the increased damage per second of Double Tap. We don't have, you know, the increased survivability of Juggernog. We don't have the increased maneuverability and... Ooh. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. Just little things like that. Where it's like, yeah, I knew the zombie was behind me. I didn't know. I can't even shoot them here. This is definitely GG. This is stuff. I could have played it better, I think. But honestly, it is what it is. I mean, whenever you play a challenge without Jug and you're not, like, playing super carefully or seriously, are you really expecting to go that far? I don't think so. Just a fun little upload. I hope you guys enjoyed. I always have fun in these kind of challenges. Plus, it's a good opportunity just for me to level with you guys and talk about some random stuff. But, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And, yeah, have a good one, everybody. Take it easy.